How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Nerds and Words. This is number 5. Um, Kevin, I think we need an intro song or something.
Yeah, I'm tired of doing this, man. We gotta figure it. We gotta figure it
Well,
out.
we can still do the intro, but we gotta have.
We don't have to say our
something.
names every time, right? At this point, they know our names, right?
Well, I would hope so. I
Guys,
mean,
chime in. You know our names, right? That's the question of the week. Do you know
that's
our
the
names?
question. Do you know who we are? There's gonna be a lot of no's in that.
There's a lot of. They're gonna chime in. People who don't even watch podcasts are gonna chime in just to say no to that question.
Uh, I think we got a doozy of a episode this week for you. We've gotten a lot of pretty good feedback on the last one, on episode 4. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can keep that trend going. This week's word is. It's actually 2 words. It's pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Yeah.
Something Kevin has informed me he's very passionate about. So
I have lots of pet peeves, and I'm very passionate about all of them.
Kevin
Every
is
one of them.
already an 80-year-old man.
I just have hard stances and opinions. Okay, I don't know. Is that an old man thing?
That's an old man thing.
I guess call me old man. I guess you older than me though.
I am, but your list is a lot longer than mine.
Because I mean they're all accurate. I don't know.
They're all accurate.
They're all so relevant too. Like I swear.
That's fair. Oh, I have no other build up, so we can do the question of the week first. We can get into the pet peeves. We can address anything that we need to address.
I'll go ahead and say the question of the week. I'm not so concerned with the question of the week tying to this week's episode, just because this week's episode is kind of more of a laid back topic. No seriousness. I am very serious about my pet peeves. These drive me absolutely insane. But it's nothing crazy, you know. I'm not like trying to start something or anything like that.
Okay.
So the question of the week, I just honestly I was looking through random questions and like, what is a good question? What's interesting? And I heard one and I was like, that is kind of interesting because I wonder what people would choose. Would you rather be able to communicate telepathically or be able to speak fluently in every language on Earth?
Oh, that is a good one. My answer hinges on one thing.
That.
Can I communicate telepathically with animals?
I'm gonna say that you can communicate with them. However, because they're animals, they cannot communicate back. So they're just gonna think there's like a Darth Vader in the background. Like, what?
Okay. 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 My next question is: you said speak. Does that include sign language?
That's a language, so yeah, I guess you know sign language as well.
And then yes, I mean I don't want to telepathically. I think that could be dangerous. You can start gaslighting people real easy because now they're crazy and hear voices in their head.
Or you could just pretend to be God, like randomly.
Yeah, I mean you could, but
I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean,
if you had this power, I do not recommend doing that.
Now, Kevin, you, I wasn't thinking about that, but now I'm like, maybe I could change some lives here. I'm
change some lives.
Kevin, you can't give me that kind of power and give me that kind of innovative thinking there. I didn't think about that. No, I would be terrible at that because I'm like, hey, we're being racist.
It's your boy.
It's your boy. I'm speaking to you now. Quit being racist. They're like, oh, he said we gotta quit being racist. So,
no, according to all these people that hate on God, they'd probably be racist harder.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna speak fluently. I would pretty much erase any kind of border ever.
Well, the way the question, the reason the question is interesting to me is one is straight up a superpower, and then one is straight up just you're really smart and just know all the languages. I guess it's not really a superpower to be able to speak fluently and all. I mean, I guess because there's a ton of languages, I guess it is kind of a superpower. But one's like straight up like supernatural, but I still think the speaking fluently is like the way better option.
I mean, if I'm speaking telepathically, am I gonna be like Charles Xavier? except I'll have legs.
Something like that.
Charles Xavier from the X-Men, in case nobody picks up on that.
It's a nerds podcast. If they don't know who the X-Men are, they shouldn't be here.
Again, Kevin, everybody's welcome here.
I got hard stances, and one of my pet peeves is if you're a nerd and you don't know who the X-Men are.
Kevin's just gonna make up his pet peeve as we go. He didn't even write anything down. He's just, yeah, that bothers me. Yep, that bothers me. Well, that bothers me. Have you ever felt joy in your life?
Wait, what?
You ever felt joy in your life?
It was like this one Tuesday, I think.
One Tuesday back in 1996.
I was 2.
Was you alive in 96?
I was 2.
Oh, you was 2. Okay. You didn't even know what joy was.
I broke my leg at 2, so I don't think I felt joy that
year. You broke your leg at 2. I can't say anything. I had a hernia at 2, so carrying around milk jugs full of water.
That's intense.
I was trying to get swole.
Okay. So what are you? So you're saying you're going straight with the speak fluently all the languages?
Yeah, I think so, because I really want to learn sign language, so that way I can talk about people in the same room as them.
You could do that with like any of the other languages I just mentioned, or that are in that
true.
list.
But
you just walk up and start talking trash to somebody in Mandarin. They're not going to have any idea what you're saying.
Or it'll be my luck; they'll know Mandarin.
Like you pick the one guy who knows Mandarin fluently, and you're like talking trash to him.
That would be my luck, yes. What about you, Kevin? Yeah. What are you picking?
Oh, I'm definitely picking the speaking all languages fluently, because for 2 reasons. One, I've always wanted to learn to speak Japanese. I've always wanted, or Chinese. I always wanted to call like a Chinese restaurant. You know, where they get real rude with you, and like you tell them what you want, and they're like, okay, and then they say goodbye, and they hang up really fast. Like that's like I've always wanted to be able to like communicate with them in Chinese, and then be like, oh, and then they know what you're, they understand, and then they're polite to you. In my dream.
But I've never called a Chinese or a Japanese restaurant and they were rude to me, so maybe it's just you.
What?
Yeah, they're not rude to me, man.
Do they not hang up on you when they're like done? They're like, okay, bye, and then they hang up real fast?
No, they don't.
That's crazy, man. Maybe they just don't like me.
The Kevin, the Chinese and the Japanese just don't like you.
Okay, well, that sucks.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I hate to break it to you, but maybe it's just them around there, though.
It just bothers me.
Is that one of your pet peeves?
It is. Chinese people not liking me at the Chinese restaurant. What's going on? Don't spit in my egg rolls.
See, but another perk of that, of knowing other language, is I watch a lot of anime, so I don't even have to watch it dubbed anymore. I can watch it subbed and just in the original.
Which is, by the way, I don't know if for those in the audience that watch anime, I think it's like a fairly known thing that the subbed is way better than the dubbed almost every time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The only time like Death Note, right? Like it was in English and it was fine, but like the original acting is so much better, more passionate, and more stronger voice acting, in my opinion, most of the time.
Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah, definitely gonna pick that. Plus, if I'm yelling at somebody in sign language, it looks like I'm doing some sort of ninjutsu, and that's just badass.
Okay, I'll give it to you. All right, well, let's get into this, man. So let's talk about these pet peeves, because I got some juicy ones. What is one of your pet peeves? They don't have to be in order, or you can put them in order, whatever you like to do.
I had them in order, but since you had far more than me, we'll just go. One of my biggest pet peeves that I've recently developed since I work in retail is parents just letting their kids scream.
Oh, and just letting them? Yeah.
Like not, and I get, I don't have kids, but I understand that kids are going to throw fits. And kids are going to scream, and they're going to want what they want, and if they don't get it, they're going to throw a fit. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is when the parent just completely acts like the kid's not even there. Like not even
Mm-hmm.
trying to calm them down, not trying to tell them, hey, you shouldn't be screaming in the middle of Walmart. It's there's no attempts to calm this beast of a small child. And that's what bothers me, is they just let
Yeah,
them do it.
I've definitely seen. There's a difference in like having a screaming child and the parent is like trying to deal with it, whether it be discipline or trying to calm them down or whatever the situation may be. And then there's ones that have just given up.
Yeah.
They're just walking through with the buggy, and the kid's like screaming bloody murder. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
And so I'm just like, I can give you credit if you're trying, but when you're just sitting there shopping, looking at turtlenecks or whatever, and the kid's blue in the face because they're running out of air, yeah, that's a problem. That's a pet peeve, and I instant rage from that.
Okay. Okay. I dig it. I dig your first pet peeve. I like that.
What about you, Kevin? What's your first pet
All right.
peeve?
Let's dive into this. And this is I feel very strongly about this one, especially. Oh my god. Let me just tell you what it is. Bad drinks from drive-throughs. Bad drinks from drive-throughs. And when you correct it and they still give you a bad drink.
Now,
I,
I kind of have an idea of what you're talking about, but I'm going to need you to elaborate on what exactly a bad drink is.
okay, so it's fairly known that McDonald's has some pretty banging sweet tea. But for some reason, around here at least, every time I go to McDonald's, the tea is trash. It's not mixed. It's been sitting for 3 days. I don't know what's going on, but the tea
You
never good.
get the bottom of the jug.
I don't know what is going on, but here's the one like an example that kind of fits exactly what I'm saying. I went to Sonic, right? I love Sonic drinks. I don't hardly ever eat Sonic food. I'll get like some mozzarella sticks or maybe some tater tots or something every once in a while, maybe a corn dog. I don't know. But 9 times out of 10, if I'm going to the Sonic drive-thru, it's to get a drink. Their
Yeah,
mix on the fountain drinks are just great. And you can get a cherry limeade. You can get like add cherry to your Dr Pepper or whatever.
their
So I
drinks,
pulled through,
I would say top three in
right?
restaurants. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like just great drinks. So I go through. I'm thirsty, real thirsty, and I pull up and I think I ordered some mozzarella sticks with my drink. It was like a 4 piece, so it was real small. But I pull up and I said I just want a large Dr Pepper, and it was happy hour, so it was like half off. I was excited. I was like, hey, give me half off Dr Pepper, or whatever. Pull up to the drive-through, hands me the drink after I pay, and he's like, I'll be back with your mozzarella sticks. Well, I pop my straw in and get a big old gulp of soda water, and I was like, you know what? They just didn't know, even though this doesn't even look like Dr. Pepper. It looks like someone put some
Oh,
brown food coloring in water, barely.
some soy sauce
It's
in there.
yes. I was like, he came back to the window with my drinks. I said, "Hey, buddy, I am so sorry to bother you." Because here's the thing: I've worked in fast food a lot, so I have the utmost respect and patience for people who work in fast food. So I was not rude to this man. I was not rude to this man. I was so polite. I said, "Hey, buddy, I am so sorry to bother you." I said, "But this is like totally just soda water." I said, "Can you get me another one, or like get me a different one?" I was like, "If the Dr Pepper's out, give me Coke or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, I got you, bro." And I was like, "Oh, sweet, thanks, man. I appreciate it." I was so worried he was gonna like, for some reason, my anxiety tells me he's just not gonna.
Just go throw it back at you and be like, get out of here.
Yeah, but that's not what he did. He was like, "Yeah, I got you." So I now have confidence in this man. I just believed him because he was so on board with what I said. Like he just agreed. He just agreed. And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna give me another one?" He was like, "Yeah, I got you, bro." And he goes and gets me another one. He comes back. I just set it down in my cup holder and drive away. Big mistake.
Yeah, you didn't
Man's
check it.
just got me another soda water. And when I tell you it took all I had not to pull back through that drive through just to talk to this man, talk some sense into this boy.
But like, listen,
Yeah.
man, I put my faith in humanity, in your ability to get me a proper soda.
Look, what
And
is she doing?
he just took it and destroyed it and
I'll
ruined
be
it.
honest. This happens all the time. It's not just Sonic. Zaxby's has done it to me a couple of times. Cookout's done it a couple times. Cookout's really probably the most consistent as far as soda and tea. As far as like if I just grab it, I don't have to test it before I pull away. I can just like know that it's gonna be okay. That's probably the most consistent is Cookout.
So what I'm hearing is,
Bojangles.
if you live in a terrible neighborhood,
The ghettoest of McDonald's. Is that the title?
No, the ghettoest of McDonald's. That's a Mike Donald's, not a McDonald's. There's no Macs
No.
there.
No, it's bad.
Um,
All right, buddy. What's your
you
what's your pet peeve number 2?
just don't like. I'm just trying to get over the fact that you had the utmost confidence in that man and he just destroyed you.
He ruined it, man. He said we locked eyes, man. We had a bond there.
We had a
There was
movie
trust.
moment.
There was trust in his eyes. I just he's about to get me the best Dr. Pepper I've ever had. Like it's about to be so good. I'm gonna come back and buy another one. Like that's how good it was.
But
No,
you had to go back and buy.
I did have to go back. Actually, I didn't. I just got so mad. If I had gone back, I'd have probably got arrested because I'd have been yelling at this man so.
Sir, how dare you betray the trust that we had the drive-through?
The moment we shared. I hope he's listening. I hope that somehow, some way, this man is listening and he knows what he did.
He's gonna leave a comment and be like, "That's what you get. That's what you get for being rude to me."
So polite.
That's exactly what a rude person would say there, Kevin.
Oh my god. What's your pet peeve number 2?
This one doesn't make me furious, but it gives me secondhand embarrassment.
Secondhand embarrassment. Okay.
When you're embarrassed for somebody else. But it's when somebody can't read a room.
Oh man, that's me. I'm so sorry. I am so bad at that.
Like, it's not even like they walk in and they don't know, but it's when they walk in and you can feel either the sadness or the tension, or you just know that something's not right. And they're just like I've witnessed in college. I witnessed this so much. Like I remember I had a friend of mine. She was very sad. I think she had a family member pass. So I was talking to her, consoling her.
Right.
And she was visibly upset. Like there was no way you could not see that she was just not in any kind of mood other than upset. And there was a dude just walks up and starts hitting on her. And I'm just like I want to laugh at him because it's just so blatantly obvious that this is obviously not the right time. And he's just like, so I see you're sad. I just want to know if I could take you out, make you feel better. And she's like, well, I'm kind of grieving at the moment. Somebody very close to me passed away, and he's like, I had one of those. I had somebody die on me one time, and it made me feel better to go out and just get some food with somebody. And I'm just like, bro.
He was down bad.
He was. It was just like it was like he saw this was to him. This was just the opportune time.
A golden opportunity for this man.
He's like, she's at the bottom. The only way we can go is up. So she's not gonna reject me. And she's like, bro, get out of here,
dude.
And so I've just had so many instances where people, I've been to funerals. People are laughing and making jokes, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but you need to read the room a little bit. Like when my grandma died, my brother had a couple buddies who came to the funeral with us, but were just I wanted to hit them.
Oh no!
Like they were sitting with us. I just got up and was talking about my grandma. Give them some stories. When we sat down, they looked at me and said, "Can we go now?" I was like, "You can go." And he's like, "Well, he's like, but I rode here with you," and I'm like, "I'm at a funeral. I don't care. I'm mourning the loss of my grandma, and you're like, can we go? You didn't have to come." I looked at my brother. I was like, "You better get them out of here." And then they fell asleep.
Dude, oh my god, that is messed up.
That's boy.
Oh my god, dude, I can only imagine.
Yeah, no, when people can't read a room and it's very visible, or like thankfully the people I work with when I'm upset or if I'm like not feeling good, they don't pick with me as much because obviously I'm not in the mood. But I've met some doozies, man, and you're just like, how did you make it out in the real world by yourself? How did your parents? Well, I can see why your parents just dumped you out in the real world now.
Mm-hmm. Mm, that's messed up.
I'm heated. What you
That's
did,
some
Kevin?
that's some big secondhand embarrassment too. I suffer from secondhand embarrassment all the time. All the time.
You suffer from firsthand embarrassment too.
I do, but like secondhand. Oh my god.
I feel like
I,
secondhand sometimes is worse because you're like, I could
there's
prevent
nothing I
this,
can do about it.
but if I say anything, it's just gonna be worse.
It's honestly the more empathy you have for people, the worse secondhand embarrassment is. And so when you have empathy for people, it's so bad because you're like, "Dude, just shut up.
And
What
you're
are
like,
you doing?"
just looking at them like, please, just for the love of everything, just stop. If they just keep going, and they're
They
like,
keep going.
I'm trying to fix it. I can make it better, and I'm like, no, you can't.
They're
Stop.
they're digging a hole and they're going to China. They're not. Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be that's my second one. That's my second pet peeve, just because, boy.
Okay. I dig it, man. I dig it. This is getting interesting. You ready for my number two?
I'm always no. I don't want anything to do with your number two. Kevin wasn't
Bro,
ready for that.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, that's the title. You ready for my number two?
You ready for my number two? I don't like that title at all. Hopefully we find a better one. Oh my god.
I'm writing it down just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, go
All right.
ahead.
My second pet peeve.
Uh,
I want you to look at me very closely. Audience, listen to me. This is so important. People who stop in merging lanes. I hope you get Lou Gehrig's disease. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. People who stop in merging lanes. I've been waiting for this opportunity. Honestly, this is not my number one, I don't think. But this whole podcast was just an elaborate scheme to get to this episode so that I could express this hatred.
Man's been building it up for 5 episodes. And I thought we was about to have like some sort like of deep like regression that you've had for like a pet peeve that is just monumental, and then you hit me with stopping in the merging lane.
Listen. In my hometown, there is a road called 2427, and there is a road called 52. These two roads intersect.
I
Okay,
do, yes.
as you're coming off of 2427, turning right onto Highway 52, there is a merging lane there. Okay, you do not have to stop there ever. It is a merging lane. There is zero reason, unless traffic is backed up all the way from the stoplight up 52 back to this stoplight, then you can stop in the merging lane. But here's the thing, in my hometown, there's nobody here. I've never seen traffic backed up to that point. There is zero reason, zero, none, to stop in a merging lane. There's a football field's worth of length for you to merge. And you're stopping, and there's not even anybody coming, man. It's like down the road is open.
Uh,
They're waiting for the snail to cross the road, I guess. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I'm just like, dude, there's no reason. Like, anytime I'm in the car, everybody who knows me knows this. And like my sister, she was in the car with me one time. We pulled up to that stop sign, and she saw the person stop, and she knew, and she's like, calm down. I was like, oh, laying on the horn. So mad. I'm like,
uh,
very passionate about that one.
Kevin, I stop at the merging lane.
Do you stop at the merging lane?
Yeah, because half the time I don't trust people enough to just not get in that lane when I'm trying to.
Put an error screen up and it's going to be like, beep. We'll be back after this brief
I
message.
do it for my own safety because I don't trust other people. It's like I look both ways on a one-way street.
Yeah, I do that, so I can semi relate. But here's the thing: there is zero reason for a car to go into the merging lane
There
because
is
it
zero
ends.
reason, but the thing is, people are dumb.
Oh my god! I honestly, guys, like I'll be honest, like I could let every other pet peeve go if no one would ever stop in the merging lane ever again.
All right, guys, that's our goal. Everybody just don't stop in the merging lane, so Kevin has no more pet peeves.
Okay, I've said my off my soapbox on that one. Okay, go ahead. What's your number 3?
uh, glad I could see you question our friendship in your eyes when I said that.
Yeah, still debating.
Oh, guys, this is the last episode of the podcast. It's gonna take half. I'll take the other half. We'll just have separate podcasts now.
Oh my god. Yeah,
That works.
we'll split the proceeds. Did you get Evan his check from last episode
I did. He was very happy.
with his
Mostly
$0?
I accidentally left it blank, so he went to town.
Whose account was it from?
Wasn't mine. It was a checkbook I found. All right, you want to know my number 3?
Yes, I want to know your number 3.
I think this is one that you and I are going to share.
Okay.
It's a very broad topic,
Mhm.
and it comes down to one word:
Uh-oh.
customers.
Yeah.
Like, I know that at Walmart I probably have 100 interactions a day. 99 of them will be pleasant, be fun, can make them laugh. They make me laugh. I get them to where they're going. I help them find what they're looking for. It's a great experience. They ask me for my name not because they're going to turn me in, but because they want to, thank me. Then you get that one, Evan. The one.
Oh,
The
I
other
remember the one.
99 take up a total of like 30 minutes of my day. Then that one. That one alone takes up 30 minutes of my day. And and it's always the customers that have that mentality that the customer's always right. Newsflash, no, you're not. You're not always right. I'm sorry, listeners, but if you're ever a customer, which I know you have, you're not always right. And
True.
as soon as you understand that and let that soak in, interactions with retail workers go a lot easier. I had a woman today, 5 minutes before I was supposed to clock out. She said, "Can you show me where the shower stuff is?" Absolutely, I can. I can show you, and then I'm gonna walk out of here and clock out and go home. She said she had other plans. It was not how that went. I get there, I'm like, "What are you looking for shower wise?" She's like, "I need a shower head." I said, "Well, we have plenty of those. Do you need a stationary one? Do you need one that has two heads? Do you need one that has the long cable or the long, whatever?" She says, "No, I don't have a shower." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She said, "I just have a tub." I said, "Okay, so
Uh-huh.
you don't have a pipe coming out of the top of the wall for where a shower fixture would be?" She said, "No, I don't."
Uh-huh.
I said, "Okay, well, none of this stuff's going to help you then, because this is for a shower, not a bathtub."
Dude.
She said, "I need something that's going to pump the water up so I don't have to keep dunking my hair Well, rinse it. Her main problem was she kept laying down in the tub to rinse her hair. It took everything in me to be like, just use a cup. Just scoop the water up in the tub, in the cup, and pour it over your head. No, she didn't want that. She wanted a pump system. When she was in the tub full of water, she could just pump it up through this system that would then rinse her hair.
Like a shower.
Like a shower. Exactly like a shower. So I said, maybe what you can do is if your pipe with your spout has threads on it, it's probably the same size as what a shower pipe would be. You could just buy a shower head with like the extender, so you can wash all over and just run it that way. So I asked her questions. Do you have a spout? No. Where's the water come from? She said a pipe in the wall. I said, okay, does it have threads? I don't know. I said, do you have a picture of it, to help me out? No. Now, there's two of them. There's two of them in this interaction here. There's her and her boo thing. Every time she asked him a question, he said, that won't fit. That won't work. That's too big. That's too small. I'm like, you sound like you know what you're looking for. Why am I here? She's like, well, can you not order what I need? And I'm like, what do you need? She said, well, I don't know. What do I need? And I'm like, you need a shower. That's what you need. She's like, well,
That's the title. You need a shower.
That's what you need.
You need a shower.
So she goes, well, I know that there's something for like infants that, you can buy. And I was like, okay, well, do you want to go check infants? She's like, yeah. I went to infants, Kevin.
You went with her?
Yeah, I went with her. She made me go. Get over and I said, man, we don't have anything like you're looking for. She's like, okay, well, if you can just order it for me, I'll come back in a few days. And I'm like, I don't order things. That's not how it works here. And she's like, so you can't help me? I said, with the information that you have given me, no, I cannot. And she said, okay, and left.
Was that easy?
20 minutes. 20 minutes of my time that could have ended with just, I don't have enough information to help you. No matter how many questions I asked, I never got a straight answer other than that won't fit. Then the dude's looking at me like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, one, you don't either. Two, you're looking for specialized hardware in a Walmart. So
why didn't she go to Lowe's or like Harbor Freight or like a Home Depot or I don't know.
I feel like even if she did, they wouldn't be able to help her either because she didn't know what she's talking about. She kept telling me the pipe's this big. Literally, this is the hand motion that she made. And I was like, that's not an actual measurement, ma'am. And so, it's days like that, customers like that, just absolutely, like, I love helping people. I love helping them find what they're looking for so they don't spend any more unnecessary money at Walmart. I like making sure that they leave with what they're looking for. Those people know what they're looking for. When the people come in with no clue as to what anything is, then it still expect you to find it and help them with it. Just my brain went smooth.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Minutes. Yeah. So that's my pet peeve.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Very accurate because the customers suck.
Most of them, or some of them, not most of them. Most of them are pretty decent.
Do you hope they get Lou Gehrig's disease?
No.
No.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Not even people who stop in merging lanes.
No, it doesn't bother me that much because you just told me that you wished I got Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, I'm not taking it back. All right, my number 3. My number 3 is when you're singing a song along with the radio in your car, and you're like getting into it, and you get into the good part where you get ready to scream because you know the lyrics so well, and you're about to sing and harmonize, and someone calls you or texts you and interrupts it, and then or like an email comes through, and your phone gets real quiet. And like, so the phone gets real quiet and you're singing still, and so you hear your voice and you don't hear the radio anymore, and it just embarrasses you. So you get like embarrassed. You're in the car by yourself and you're embarrassed for yourself because you can't sing worth a lick. That's my pet peeve.
I'm gonna add on to that and say that when you're riding in a car with somebody else
Oh no.
and your song comes on and you turn it up just a little bit more and you're jamming and they look at you and still try to have a conversation with you.
Yo, oh, dude, that happens to me all the time. I'm
And so
like,
you try not to be rude and you just keep turning it up, but they just keep getting louder and you're like, finally you have to stop and you're like, listen, this
make
is
this song.
this is my song. I've tried being nice. I need you to stop.
Dude, I've had that happen so many times. Like you turn the radio on, like the song comes on, you're like, yo, and then you turn it up, and they're like, and they even worse when they reach over and turn it down so they could talk in your car.
That's when I pump the brakes and I'm like, you trying to get out?
You got that gas money now? I need
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you got that gas, buddy. Like I've had people do that. Like they turn it down. And I'm like, you need to get your peasant fingers off my radio.
On my
I'm trying
radio.
to live. I'm trying to be living on a prayer with Bon Jovi, and you over actually going to be living on a prayer if you touch my radio again. Well, I tell you what.
Yeah, so it's not that crazy of a pet peeve. It just happens, and it just bothers me because I'm like, man.
I heard myself singing.
I
Your
put
pet,
as a side note,
your pet
it
peeve is
ruins the
hearing
vibe.
yourself sing.
Essentially, yeah. I don't want to hear myself sing. But it ruins the vibe. Okay, that's what happens.
It does. It does ruin the
It
vibe.
ruins the vibe, and I'm not down for that.
Stupid emails ruining the vibe.
What's your number 4?
This one's like this. Like this one's this close to taking my number one spot.
Oh, okay.
Like it's it's grown rapidly in like the last few years. As I get older, it gets more and more bothersome.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely hate being interrupted.
I'm really bad about that. I'm trying to do better. I'm not gonna knock any particular people, I'm not gonna call names because I don't think they'll listen to this podcast, but they may. But there's some people I know, and they do this thing where they'll talk your ears off. And they're doing the talking thing, and then you're like, okay, it's almost my turn to talk, and then like you get ready to talk, and then they just do not listen at all, and then interrupt you and start saying something else completely unrelated. So now you're on the next topic. You're like, oh, okay, now they're talking again, like talk, and then like, oh, it's my turn to talk, surely, and then they interrupt you again.
Yep. I had that actually happen today. Somebody interrupted me, and I was like, I felt my eye twitch, and I know they saw it. I was like, mm-hmm. It's gotten to a point where I will say stuff now. Like if I'm talking about like especially if they ask me a question and I'm trying to answer it and they cut me off. I'm like, I'm sorry, did you already know what I was gonna say? Do I need to just stop? You already know the answer, obviously. Or I'll just be like, okay, well, I'm not talking anymore. I have
Mm.
a few people in the past, I won't mention any names, but yeah. See where I'm like I'm older than most of my friends. Pretty much anybody I interact with. They'll ask me for advice, and then when I'm like halfway giving advice, they just talk over me. I'm like, well, you know what? I hope you fail that test. I hope you flunk out and you have to live beside the road somewhere.
And that you get Lou Gehrig's disease.
And you get Lou Gehrig's disease because you were living in the merging lane.
Wait,
Kevin,
no, they
Kevin,
stopped.
and Kevin beeped his horn at you. But
It's a
no,
punishment fit for the crime. I'm just saying.
being interrupted is just like my poor wife. I love her to death. She when I'm speaking, sometimes I have a hard time like putting together words, especially if I've had a long day. My brain's just scrambled,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yeah, today I. She's like, went to work, and I was like, stop, let me finish. It's not because she's being rude. It's just because that one, she knows me so well that she pretty much knows what I'm going to say. Two, her brain thinks way faster than mine. And so she's like running through all the possibilities of what I'm about to say, and she'll be like, "Went to work, go to the mall, did you some ice cream?" I'm like, I'm just like trying not to say no to all those things because I'm still trying to look for the words. And finally, I'll just go, "All right." She's like, "No, tell me," and I'm like, "No, you already know.
You already know.
You already know. I don't have to tell you how my day went. You like." It's not a bad thing that she can finish my sentences, and that's been like probably the number one issue that we've had over the years. She's gotten so much better about it. Like she'll catch her. I'll be saying something and I'll kind of drone off because I'm looking for the right word. She'll be like, go on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I'll get my word and I'm like, okay. And I'm good. I'm happy. And there's some days where she's like, come on. You can do it. Come on. You can do it, boy. I'm like, nope. So she knows that's one of my biggest pet peeves, and she's been actively working on it. So I can't completely shame her for that.
Yeah.
She's at least trying. I've had people in my life that was just like, if you don't talk fast enough, I'm gonna finish it for you, and if you don't like it, you can just stop talking. Then I hit them with a truck. So, what about you, Kevin? What's your next one? Now that I'm filled with murderous thoughts.
This one's pretty short and sweet. And I want to say that I don't hate these people. I don't hate them.
If you have to preface with that, you probably do.
I don't hate these people. I just judge them considerably.
It couldn't be any worse than the Lou Gehrig's disease, people.
These people already have Lou Gehrig's disease, probably. Something's
Hey.
wrong with them.
Wow. All right.
Flat earthers.
Flat earthers. Okay.
They're back at it again.
You know what they say? What comes around goes around.
Well,
Why do they?
go straight. I guess I don't know.
Why do they upset you so much, Kevin?
But
But
here's
I
the
don't
thing:
already know. But
everybody already knows what TikTok is, and they know that you can go down a rabbit hole in TikTok. Well, I go down a rabbit hole sometimes, listen to these people debate, and the arguments I hear just don't make any sense.
yeah.
And like it's just so crazy. And they're like, if you could zoom out with a telescope and look at Earth, would you see people walking upside down? No. Oh, there's no round Earth. And I'm like, I'm like,
That's not how that works.
where's the edge? Would somebody have not seen the edge by now? And they're like, oh, there's a wall there. It's invisible. And I'm like, what?
Yep,
I'm like, there's
just like
not
in
only has there
Skyrim.
been multiple things proven that the Earth is flat. There's pictures from space. of the Earth, and it's round. And I'm
Actually,
just like,
went down that rabbit hole the other day, and people said that the Google pictures from Earth or of Earth are fakes.
well, not only did they say that, they say that all the scientists are in on some kind of conspiracy, and they want us to all believe the Earth is round, and really it's flat. It just bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me. It's just a pet peeve. I just cannot stand the idea that someone's walking around thinking the Earth is flat and they think they're right, and I'm just like, kick them.
There is a lot of evidence that proves that the Earth is round, and I feel like flat earthers are kind of the perfect example that maybe we as a society have failed. Because I
I think we have.
I put them in the same boat as like people that just don't like anything that science has proven. Like the people that don't believe the dinosaurs were ever real.
I saw a video on that the other day where it was like, if dinosaurs were real, would there not be bones everywhere? And they're only like here. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm at the point now where I just don't even like mentally argue. Like, you know how you can play an argument out so fast in your head that you already know how it's going to go, but you played it out so fast that you don't even have to have it. You're just like, okay. Like that's the end result. You just say okay.
And some of those arguments, there's a process. You're baffled. You are informative of where they can find all this information that disproves their theory. Then you get angry because now they're just saying stupid stuff to make you mad. Then you just feel dejected because then you're like, I don't know why I've wasted all my time stooping this far low.
So yeah, that's like I said, not a big deal there. I don't understand at all. It's like I feel like they need to have something niche to hold on to that like gives them attention, because people obviously want to debate them and like see what their thought process is, because obviously they're bonkers. That'd be like if I walk up to you tomorrow and I was like, dude, horses ain't real. And you're like, what? And I'm like, horses ain't real, bro. And you're like, dude, there's pictures of horses everywhere. And I'm like,
Oh,
fake.
dude.
Oh, fake, bro. And then you're like, I've seen a horse. I was like, psh, you're lying. You're on the conspiracy.
Yeah,
And you're like,
it was two dudes in a suit.
and you're like, I could take you to go see a horse right now. And I'm, nah, bro, it's fake.
Nah,
It's fake
it's fake.
news. No horses.
Fake horse.
That's how it sounds to me. That's how stupid the argument sounds to me.
Like you can literally hear your logic bouncing off of their wall.
It's you try to rationalize it and you try to like make it make sense, and you're just like, you know what? You do your thing, boo thing.
At that point, you just kind of have to because if you waste any more energy, you're just going to explode.
Mm-hmm. Okay, buddy. What's your number 5?
This one has been my number one for as long as I can remember.
For number 1, then.
I have carried this pet peeve with me through every move, every state of mind. Pretty sure I came out the womb with this pet peeve. It's a grand one. It's one that many people have known. I'm eventually going to get to it. I'm just building it up. My number one pet peeve of all time is wet socks. I cannot tell you the immediate rage I feel.
When your socks get wet, or when other people's socks are wet,
I don't
or
care about
both?
other people's socks.
Just yours.
Just mine. There is nothing more infuriating than when I'm walking through the house and the cats have spilled something or something, and I, unbeknowing, step in it.
And your
I,
sock goes from dry to.
I have no. I black out, first off. because I'm just filled with such a blinding rage. I don't care what the rest of my day entails. I could meet my favorite person in the world, like celebrity. I could have won $1 bajillion. My day is ruined. Ruined. And I absolutely despise wet socks. But there's a catch. I don't mind wet socks if I'm still wearing my shoes. So
So
like
it's just
it's just if I'm wearing just socks. Like if I'm out and about and it's raining and I'm running to my car and my shoes are wet and my socks are wet, it doesn't bother me.
right.
And as soon as I take off my shoes, I have to take off my socks. For that brief moment, Kevin, I'm an animal. And I've got wet socks on and I can't be stopped. I hate wet socks.
If we ever get drafted into the military for World War III, and just tell them to wet your socks and then
Wet
send
my
you onto
socks.
the battlefield.
Wet my socks and give me a gun.
That's the title.
Wet my socks and give me a gun. All right.
I've been waiting for one to stick out. That's it.
Wet my socks and give me a gun. It's like the new, well, butter my biscuits and call me Sally or something.
Wet my socks and give me a gun.
It's like, what's that even pertain to? It's like, well, it pertains to me being the Incredible Hulk when my socks are wet.
I love it.
I
Okay.
hate
Well,
wet socks. You don't
yeah.
understand. I have to stop thinking about it. Anyway, go on.
Okay. Well, my number 5 or number 1, however you want to look at it, my 5th one. This one isn't like more than the other, so I didn't do mine in an order that was like from least to worst or worst to least. Mine's just another one, but this one is very. It's not that it tricks me. It doesn't fool me. It's not like I fall for it. It's just I see what they're doing and it irritates me. Loan offers that come in the mail and look like a check.
I got one of those the other day.
Yeah, they come in the mail and they're like, "Oh, they'll open this because it looks like a check. We got them." I'm like, I hope you get Lou Gehrig's disease.
Do you have something against Lou Gehrig's? Like, did you just look up what's the worst disease somebody can get, and you were like, I hope all those people get this. I don't want. I hope they get wet socks.
Honestly, I stole it from a movie, man. It's like big titty.
Dude, you gotta stop stealing all your stuff from movies.
I can't. That's what I do.
My biggest pet peeve is when people steal quotes from movies and then use them as.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It was like I think it was Ted. He was like, I hope you get freaking Lou Gehrig's disease. But yeah, man, like no, I mean it's just why else would they frame it and make it look like a check? Even like the envelope, the wrapping is like what you would get like if you got your paycheck from work.
Yeah, it's
So you got
perforated edges.
yeah, perforated edges and everything. You're like, did I get a check for some reason? Like you're for a brief moment, your eyes light up. You're like, oh my gosh, a check! Like you're just like, what could this mean? What could it be? You're just like for all these emotions that you get, and then as you pull it up and it says financial offer in small print, and you're like, and then you throw it away,
Yeah.
and then you're just and it tears me down, man. It tears me down.
You know what's worse than that is when a credit card that you have sends you one of those. So they're like, "Oh, do you need a little extra cash?" And I'm like, "Well, I could always use extra cash." They're like, "Well, that's convenient because here's a check." I was like, "Cool, you're gonna give me $200 for free?" And they're like, "No, it's gonna come out of your credit limit, and then we're gonna charge you $40 for a cash advancement." I'm like, "I'm not getting anything, but I'm just giving you $40." They're like, "Yeah, that's the deal."
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's the deal.
I don't want this deal. They're like, "But we sent it to you in like a piece of paper." and you got it in the mail, and it looked like a check, so you should cash that. And I'm like, I really don't want to give you any more money. Then they show up at your house, and they're like, you better cash that check.
Mm.
Yes, I've gotten a few of those, and I'm like, woohoo! Maybe I finally won a lawsuit somewhere, And it's never that. I did get a lawsuit check once. Yeah, it was what was it for? There was a lawsuit against a company I worked for. Oh, it was a telemarketing company. I worked there for 2 days, and I was like, I ain't harassing people. You can forget that. So I quit. And then there was a lawsuit against them, and during that time frame that I was actually employed, quote unquote, they're like, here's your check. It was like $15 because there were so many people that worked there, but it's $15 I didn't have.
What's up? I'm still waiting to get my check from the Facebook lawsuit thing,
Oh yeah,
or get my deposit or whatever they're doing. I don't even know.
$4.76.
Go figure, man.
It's a pack of ramen nowadays.
We're running out of time. I had a few more pet peeves, so I'm gonna rapid fire these. Okay.
You rapid fire, and I'll either disagree. I'll either like, dislike, or disgrace you because they're not very good.
Okay. Well, this is just ones that came to me. Okay.
Okay,
Uh, number one, web pages not loading when I have a full signal.
agree.
Okay. Bills that take multiple days to draft from your account, and that when you check, they say the payment has gone through, but the money is still not come out of your account. So then you're like calculating how much money you have to spend, and you're like, oh, I got this, and then the money comes out like 17 days later for whatever freaking reason, and then you're just like, oh, I guess I didn't have that.
I completely agree on that.
Closing your seatbelt in the door of your car when you're in a hurry
Or on a bad day. Yeah,
or on a bad day, man.
I,
Get
I
that one.
agree with that one. Yeah.
And lastly, wanting nothing more than to sleep in on the weekend. I mean, weekday, but you can't. But then having the ability to sleep in on the weekend and you
Don't.
can't.
Yeah, that's definitely because you're just like cussing your brain and your body, and you're like, we had one thing that was to do with sleep.
I'll
Like,
be on Friday nights and I'll be taking like 18 melatonins. Like, I'm sleeping in the morning.
then you wake up bright eyed and bushy tailed at 7 o'clock.
Yes, 7 o'clock, ready to go. And I'm happy. I'm like, not even mad. I'm just like, why can't I sleep in now? But like, if this was yesterday, I'd been so tired.
Well, I think that's just something our brains do because we want to sleep when we know we have to go do something we don't want to do.
Yeah,
Because it's like
basically.
Christmas morning. You're up at 4 a.m. when you want to go up when you want to open them presents.
It's true.
That's
It
just
is
your
true.
brain being a good brain.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It just frustrates me to no end. A pet peeve, for sure. All right, man. Well, you know what time it is. If we're wrapping it up, so let's share our positive note for today.
Um, Positive note for the day is, we've listed a lot of things that upset us and aggravate us and drive us completely insane, and wish diseases upon other people. But whatever you do, don't let those things hinder you. Don't let them throw you off course. Don't let them. Try not to let them ruin your day. I know sometimes it just happens that way, but you know, it's 5 seconds, 5 minutes. I mean, you've got 20 more minutes in the day. Anything else can happen. So just try not to let it get you down. Try to stay positive, stay on the course, and if you can, stay away from customers.
At all costs. Just retail in general. Just don't do
Yeah,
it. It's not worth it.
stay away from
You're
retail
probably
in general.
better off not working and being homeless than working retail.
I don't think I can say that.
I
I like
said
my
that for you.
I like my house.
Joke, guys. This is a joke.
My Funkos won't fit in a tent.
You take the Funkos with you.
Well, yeah, I'm taking my Funkos with me. They can't be. They gotta be. If I gotta be homeless, they gonna be homeless too.
Fair enough.
All right, well, guys, that's episode 5. If you enjoyed it, give us a like. If not, tell your friends.
Don't
And, you know,
spoil it unless you like it.
Yeah.
Like, don't give reviews unless you like it. Share the word anyway.
we do hope to see you on the next one. Well, actually, you'll see us, but we won't see you because
True.
it's not how technology works.
Yeah.
But appreciate you listening, and we hope you all have a good night, day, 24 hours, whatever you're at.
Unless it's Tuesday.
Unless it's, especially if it's Tuesday, have a good day. Might need it.
See you guys in the next one.